Andy laundered money for the warden, and all he got in return was a whole pie. What did that say? Red took a bite of the tasty pie and said the warden's dirty money would come to light someday. Andy, sounding like he was talking about laundering his own cash, told Red that's exactly why the warden kept him around. He funneled the money out through stocks, bonds, municipal tax loopholes, all clean when it came back. By the time Norton retired, he'd be a millionaire. Red still thought there'd be traces, but Andy had covered every angle. Even if the IRS dug in, they'd never trace it to Andy, or the warden. They'd only find Randall Stevens, a real-sounding identity with no actual person behind it. Andy had made him up birth certificate, driver's license, the works. It was brilliant. In 1965, a new inmate arrived, Tommy Williams, sentenced to 2 years for burglary. Cocky but easy to get along with, he'd done time in a few prisons and even had a wife and newborn daughter. He sought out Andy, eager to better himself, sharp and motivated. Andy started teaching him the alphabet. Helping Tommy made Andy happy. Prison days dragged on, each man with small hobbies, stamps, matchbooks. Andy carved stones. The poster over his bed now featured the lovely Raquel Welch. One day, Tommy learned Andy was in for murdering his wife and her lover. It jogged his memory. Back when Andy first arrived, he'd mentioned being innocent.
Lawyer fucked me. Everybody's innocent in here. Don't you know that?
Tommy called Andy over and told him about a guy he'd met 4 years earlier in another prison. A real piece of work, always bragging about his crimes. One story stuck: he'd robbed a golfer's house, hated the guy, so he killed him and his mistress. The kicker? The mistress was married to a banker, who'd taken the fall for the whole thing. The pieces clicked. That patsy was Andy. Andy raced to the warden, begging for help. But Norton wouldn't budge. Desperate, Andy even offered to keep laundering money silently if they'd free him. It came off as a threat. Norton shut him down 1 month in solitary. Finally, a lead to prove his innocence, and the warden had buried it deeper than ever. While Andy was locked up, Norton called Tommy out. A few words exchanged, then Hadley, up on a catwalk, shot him dead. The story? Tommy tried to escape. When Andy walked out of solitary, he was a different man. He started spouting wild ideas to Red, like where he'd go if he got out. Zihuatanejo, Mexico, Andy said. Spend the rest of my life there. Red, like Brooks, was institutionalized. He'd given up on the outside. Shawshank felt like home. He begged Andy to drop the fantasy. Andy stood up. Red, worried, watched him go. Then Andy added one more impossible request: if Red ever got out, do something for him. Near Buxton, there's a hayfield, Andy said. Red remembered plenty of pastures there. A long stone wall, north end, an oak tree. I proposed to my wife there. When you get out, go there. Under a black volcanic rock, you'll find something I left for you. He said no more, just walked away. Red and the guys grew worried. Andy was living in a dream world lately. He'd even bought a 6-foot rope from Haywood. They didn't think he'd kill himself, but who knew?